just let me fall in please. Oh my god. T'as-tu hâte?
Oui, très.
Tu vas grimper des V3. Oh! Strongman! C'est ça! Ouais, on va voir ça dans quelques instants. What's up, people? Welcome back to another video, and if you're new to the channel, welcome to my channel. Today we'll be climbing at Campus Escalade for the first time. So technically it's not my first time there since I had a competition, but it's my first session at that gym. So I had an amazing session and the boulders were all cool. I also met some nice people there, and most of all, the grilled cheese was good. So without further ado, let's get into this session. Alright, so first boulder of the session is this V10, and I'm not showing my warm-up because I didn't really film it, but anyways, I decided to start with a very hard boulder, and this one looked like the hardest one in the gym because my goal was to really clear the whole gym. And I know that's pretty impossible in like 4 to 5 hours to clear the entire gym, but I was at least trying to get like every hard grade to like V10, V9, V8, and V7 if I had time, but as it turned out, I didn't even get to try any V7s. But anyways, right here, the section at the start is not too bad, but once you get to these moves, the holds are pretty bad. As you can see here, I gotta put a big left heel hook, and I didn't figure out right away this move because I was trying to cut loose and the holds were just really bad if you're trying to let go of your feet. So here we see another angle, and the left hand is alright, but yeah, I just do a big cut loose and it's not working. So instead what I do is bring my right foot a lot closer, and that way I'm controlled for the rest of the boulder. So you'll see in a moment what I do for the next section. But yeah, I was trying to get the hardest one straight away because if I don't have energy, there's no way I'm doing this one at the end of my session after all the boulders. So here you see my left foot is a lot closer, and I do this move to a crimp that is definitely not the intended beta. I talked to the head route setter and it was really like a right heel hook. So I still got a send of it.
That's my favorite turtle.
Oh, c'est limite le move de la crimp. Cadeuse de merde. So, good start to my session. I got the first V10 and now we're hopping on the second one. And as you can see on the left of your screen, I got a flash of this one. So I'm just gonna leave you with the audio because I slapped these holes pretty hard.
Yes, man. Allez, Andrés.
Allez.
Come on.
Come on. Allez, plus haut, plus haut. Allez.
Encore plus haut. Yes, yes, yes.
J'ai jamais autant slappé fort une prise. Oh my god. So we're off to a good start. 2 V10s already, and now I'm trying the last one. And this one is a very different style. The other ones were in an overhang, probably like 50 degrees to 60. This one is probably in a 25 degree, but the holes are very bad, the first ones. They're like pretty bad pitches, and basically the less skin you have, the better it is, for me at least. And I was having a lot of trouble for that beginning section. I'm trying to really squeeze these holes, and I think the right solution was to definitely put a left heel hook on to do this move instead of going dynamically. But I figured that out after a few attempts, and I think the ending section was the trickiest one since I'm not sure if I did the right beta, but I had to do this really cool beta of like going in a dynamic way to the next volume there, as you saw there. So I was just trying the ending in that attempt, but I knew that could work from the beginning, so I just gave it a go from the start. But I knew it was definitely like a weird type of move that I could drop. Like before even trying it, I was like, okay, maybe it's droppable. But in this attempt, I'm trying it from the start, and in here, the pinches feel a lot better because I have a little less skin, and the heel hook was definitely the right beta for that move. And those screams are pretty good. But yeah, now comes the move of the boulder, and I I missed it, bro. Like, that was so pathetic, but then I got it again. So yeah, after that it was pretty much over. But transitioning to the left volume was definitely tricky. And it's weird because this boulder at first felt a little impossible. I was like, yeah, I'm not holding into those pinches, and what the hell is that ending? Like, I don't even understand. But then working on it, I figured out that it was definitely mostly beta stuff. And for the first section, I think it was just like a skin issue. I had too much skin going into this boulder, but after a few attempts, my skin was fine.
Nice!
Quand j'ai raté le tac-tac, je pensais que c'était
ça, man!
Hell yeah, we're done with the V10s. I was surprised to get all of them. I was actually coming into the gym, I was like, yeah, if I can get one, I'll be really happy. But my ultimate goal is to clear the gym. But anyways, now I had to relax a little and do a V8 because the V9s were waiting for me still. There was 4 V9s. And this one, I talked to the head route setter actually, and he was super nice. And we talked a lot about holds, and he told me these ones, okay, I actually forgot where they were from, but he told me like we don't have them here in Quebec in any place. So I really felt like the texture was still there. They were new holds, and they were all pretty good, but I've never felt that type of hold. So it was really interesting to try some new ones. Alright, now we're getting into the V9s. But this one was, I think, a little soft the way we did it, because if we didn't have our reach, me and my brother, I think the intended move like this was probably around V9. The only problem is that I was like, maybe the other one is too good. And once I touched it, I was like, oh yeah, that is definitely the beta. You can see me swinging around, but if I get 2 hands in that hold, yeah, it's over. So I think it took me around 4 tries, 4 to 5 maybe. But yeah, I would say this one was definitely easier because of our reach. And after that jug, it was also over for us since there was like a crimp up there, but the last move wasn't really challenging. But still, if we take the grade away, this boulder was really cool. I enjoyed it, and I think it was my style because it was some pretty reachy moves, and yeah, it just went quickly. So that was the first one. So here we see my monkey brother, and he did get a send of this boulder, but we didn't get it on camera. So I'm just trying to show you what it looks like for another person. And this move, he was really trying to static it by keeping the left hand on the crimp, but he just did it like me when he sent it. And this is also my friend Etienne that we went with, and he was trying this move, but yeah, he was not feeling it. And finally, Alex, who is usually my cameraman, and yeah, super cool friend, he is not getting this also because that's how it is. So now we have a really interesting V8, and this start is pretty weird, but the rest of it was actually very campusable. So you see on the right side of your screen me campusing this boulder at the end of my session actually, but it actually felt a little easier for most of the parts because on the left of the screen I was like trying to keep the tension with my feet, and sometimes it's even harder to do that. But on campus, I was just moving fast into the holds, and I felt like it was probably a little easier for some moves. Maybe not the last one, but in general, yeah, sometimes campusing is maybe easier. But I got a quick flash of this boulder, and yeah, it was pretty nice, pretty pumpy, but nothing special. So now we're getting into a V9, and I tried my hardest to flash this one because I knew my brother almost sent the boulder in 2 tries, and he was telling me, yeah, it's flashable, but the ending is hard. And so I was really feeling comfortable all of the boulder, but when I got to the ending, yeah, it was really spicy. You'll see in a second. So right now I'm just moving through these holds, and they're pretty good. None of them feel really trash. And this section is weird because it's like it starts from an overhang, and then it's a slab, and then you have this massive jug on the right side, but the last hold is super bad. So the real beta, I think, was to lift my left foot up on the volume. There's a small foothold, but at first I was like, yeah, no, it's not gonna work like this. And so I spent a lot of time, probably like a minute on the last move, and I was getting really pumped. I tried like probably 6 betas, and I just finally lift my left foot up and found a stable position. But I got super pumped from this attempt, but I got a quick flash, not a quick flash, a good flash of this one. Alright, so now we're hopping on another V9, and this is gonna be my first attempt. So again, my brother tried it before me, and he knew that it was kind of my style. So when I got into it, I knew that I was probably gonna get a flash if I didn't climb bad. So it was really, there wasn't many moves, but the last one was definitely the most challenging one because you have the small box, but I figured out that I can keep my left heel hook on. So this time I got a video of my brother trying this boulder, and we finally see Ascend on video. And for him, it was really the last move that he struggled with because he decided to go left hand, but it was probably more risky. Like in a flash attempt, I was feeling more comfortable to go with the right hand. Okay, so we're on the last V9 now, but this one is a slab. So yeah, there's no way I'm flashing this. And as you can see, I gave it about 30 tries, but nah, definitely more. I dropped this beginning for like 25 times at least because I tried a lot of betas. And you can see here I'm trying like a press on the right and trying to get a squeezing on the left, but it was super awkward. And I think the right beta was doing this double undercling, but at a certain point I just couldn't hold it anymore. So you'll see me switch my beta in a second. But you see my left foot there is on a hole that's basically black from all the rubber of the shoes. So it was so used that my foot was consistently slipping, and the left foot there was incredibly bad, especially with those shoes, the Squamas. They're pretty all around, but on the small foothold like that, it was pretty bad. And here's Jean-Christophe, a guy from the campus Escalade. He's a really cool dude, but he also got a send with this boulder after me. However, look at my start. I finally figured out that I can do this weird method and using my reach to get to the jug on the right side. And in this section, I really didn't want to drop it because I've been trying this boulder for like 30 minutes probably, and I was getting not really tired, but really annoyed of trying this boulder again. So yeah, I didn't want to drop the ending, but I tried it a few times and I knew it was super tricky to get this dyno. However, I hold it there, and yeah, I was pretty proud to get this one because I wasn't sure if I could get it actually after that many attempts. So at that point, I was done with the V10s, I was done with the V9s, and it was basically just completing the rest of the V8s because there was around 6 to 7 V8s, and I think I flashed most of them. I flashed like 6, and there was one V8 that caused me a little trouble that you'll see in a second. But this is a super crimpy V8. As you can see here, the holes are pretty bad. Some of them are like footholds. But yeah, my fingers didn't like this one too much. I was like, okay, one go max. And I'm gonna use a lot of strength, but I'm not trying this one again. So I did get a flash of it, fortunately, because not good for the fingers. But then we go on a slab, and yeah, it's a lot cooler. Okay, I did not flash this one. I just don't want to change it, but I think I got it in like 5 attempts, and it's pretty cool. But I think my right shoulder was a little tweak, so I didn't commit on my first attempt, but it was definitely flashable.
J'ai encore vu avant moi.
So we're on another V8 now, and I left this boulder for the ending because I knew this one didn't require much strength. It was more like balancing yourself, doing like this weird pistol squat, and basically just holding into slopers. So I think for me, when I definitely have less skin, I hold better into slopers because I'm not slipping away. And yeah, it hurts the skin, but at least I know I'm sticking. But this last hold was super bad, and I didn't want to do it again, so I try-harded for the matching of this boulder, and I found the left toe hook on the left side. So yeah, I could get a match of this one, but I would say the last move was definitely the trickiest one. Okay, so this V8 is actually the hardest one over there, at least for me. So that was actually the first boulder I tried in my session after my warm-up, and I fell on this one. I don't think I have the clip in this video, but I fell probably like 3 times. 2 times at the beginning of my session and 1 time at the end. And it was really just this move. The beginning was fine, but you had this coordination at the end, and the pinch was so huge. I'm not even sure if you're supposed to pinch it. Maybe it's just a sloper that you have to match and then do the last move. But I fell 3 times on that move, and yeah, it was a pretty tricky one actually. But this boulder was awesome. I like the move to the crimp, and this move was very satisfying to get because yeah, the small coordination, I always like to do them. And now we're getting on the last boulder of the session, so I was really tired at that point. It was like 5 hours in, and my skin wasn't too bad. It was mostly my energy. I was feeling super tired after doing all those boulders because I got 3 V10s that I worked, like I used a lot of strength for them. I got my 4 V9s, and this was my 7th V8. So as you can probably guess, I didn't even try V7s, V6s, V5s. Well, my warm-up, yeah, but yeah, most of the V7s, I didn't really get to try them because we didn't have time. But if I was alone, I would have definitely cleared the whole gym. Like, I don't care if I stayed there for like 8 hours, I would have done every single boulder in that gym, and I think that would have been a cool experience. Maybe I'm just a psycho, I don't know. I dream to clear a full gym. Even if it's easier grades, I want to get every boulder in the gym. But yeah, it was an awesome session. I got every V10, every V9, every V8, so that was pretty much my goal. But anyways, I hope you liked the boulders because I really did. And yeah, the staff was cool, the people there were cool, the gym was awesome, and we had a great time there. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.